All right, it looks like we're live. Excellent. So let's go live here. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. That's good. Just got my prayer on. Asking God to please align me to those He would assign for the day. So let's get it. All right. So we're going to do some yes/no card pulls. Hold on. Hello, Jada Rose. Okay, so we're doing some yes/no card pulls. And in order for that to happen, you have to be following me. Or if you're watching from somewhere else, you have to be subscribed. And then we can do that. Hello, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So we are doing yes/no card pulls. You have to be following me. If you give me one of my goals, then we push you to the front of the line with the other goal givers. So yay! Good morning. So yes, we're doing yes/no card pulls. Let's see. I want to do. Let's get us started. Good morning. Thank you. Oh, wow. High school, senior year. That's a big one. Advice for life. I'm not going to give you any cards on that because I'm doing yes, no, but advice for life. If you're starting tomorrow. First of all, life is long. So I'll just give you advice for the senior year. And the senior year is for you to have fun because it sounds cliche. It absolutely sounds cliche. But it goes by really fast. It goes by really, really, really fast. And so one of the things I will tell you about senior year is have as much fun as you possibly can. Do everything so there is no regrets. And then on top of that, don't feel like you have to have your whole life planned. You got your whole life to live, so you don't have to have your whole life planned. So if you're looking into school, apply to any possible place that you want to go to. Please remember work will always be there. So your focus should not really be on work unless you're going to look for something part-time. And the other thing I would tell you about senior year is there's going to come a time when you get really tired. And that is going to be about the second half of the school year. You're going to get really tired. You're going to be ready for it to end. Fight yourself. Fight yourself. Do not allow yourself to slack. Listen, I remember when I learned that you can drop out of school at 16, I was counting the days for it. And then I turned 16. It was 10th grade. And I was like, you know what? I only got 2 more years left. And so that's how I made it through. The other thing I will tell you is I really do recommend a community college for the first 2 years. Why do I recommend that? Because your first 2 years are just community college type classes. Your major doesn't begin until your junior and senior year of college. So if you can knock out some low cost with your first 2 years doing a community college, by all means do that. However, if you can get a scholarship that pays for 4 years of regular college, then have at it. Hey, Melanie. And then finally, don't worry about a relationship. You'll get in one later. Okay? Listen, don't let anything take you off your game. If anybody else has any other advice for a person who's starting their senior year and who has life in front of them, please feel free to add it to the comments. All right. So thank you. Okay. So let's see. Who followed? All right. So if you are following me, I don't want to go all the way back in the thing because it's far. So if you are following me, go ahead and put your question into the chat. Yeah. If you're following me, go ahead and put your yes, no question in the chat. Hello, Melanie. If you are on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, if you're subscribed to me, go ahead and put your question in the chat. All right, so let me back it up here now. Well, I'm going to tell you this for sure. I will never tell you to break up with someone. I will never do that. Sorry. You got to follow your own heart. If you're feeling like breaking up with someone, that means you're probably playing with their heart. So I will never tell you to break up with someone. I'm sorry, y'all. If you got a different question, ask it, and then I'll put you up there. All right, so if you got a different question, you're free to ask it. Okay, so who's following? All right, Renee Mac. Let me get my list out. I'm going to write down the names real quick, and then we're going to go forward. So this is just for yes, no questions. Hey, Melanie. Welcome, first timers. Yeah, if you guys are the first time here on my live, y'all put a 1 in the comments so I can say hello to y'all. I appreciate that. All right, so we got Renee Mac. All right, cool beans. I don't mind you listening. Let's see. Renee Mac is going to have a question. And then, Kim, did you put your question? Welcome, Kim. Hey, Building with Q. Building with Q. Did you get another question yet? Wow, a bunch of newbies. Hey, y'all. All right, so first of all, Renee, is that your first name? I like to use a first name. All right, and then Kim has a question. I'm going to just take the first 4, y'all, and then we'll get started. Yes, these are free. Well, they're not free. You got to be following me. That makes it free. Okay. You got to be following me. So you need to expend the energy of hitting the follow button, and then yes, no questions are free. All right, so I got Kim, I got Renee. All right, I got Building with Q. When I get to you, please give me your first name. That way I can concentrate better. Hey, Lenny. Lenny, do you have a question? Yes. Okay. I'm going to ask y'all to retype your questions when I call your name so that I don't have to go up, you know. All right, and then Summers Renee. Okay, that's Quincy. And then Summers Renee. All right, I'm going to stop right here and get these 5 read, and then we'll do the next ones, okay? So for anyone just now coming in, you got to be following me in order for me to, oh my gosh, y'all, I got a flash goal. So for the next 15 minutes, I'm trying to get 40 roses. Please help me out. Help me out. Help me, please. Now, also, if you do get, thank you. You know what that means, Building with Q, Quincy. That means you are jumping to the front of the line after I read Rennie. Rennie? Is it Rennie or Rennie? Okay, so Rennie. Okay, once again, Rennie, if you could please give me your question. I'm going to get started with you. Oh, you lit it up. Hey. All right, I really appreciate that so much. Okay, the box I sent to AK, my friend. Will they love the things? Okay. The box I sent to AK, my friend. Will they love the things? Box I sent. Okay. I am hearing yes at first, but there's something like putting a hitch on it for me. So hold on. Let me see. Will the box that Rennie sent to AK, will AK love the box that Rennie sent? There we go. Will AK love the... Okay, that confused me. I got two answers. So let's see. Will the box Rennie sent to AK? Will AK love the box that Rennie sent? Y'all, please make sure you clearly ask your questions so I don't get hung up on that. So will AK love the box that Rennie sent? Feels like a children's book. Will AK love the box that Rennie sent? Okay. I was just going to say this question is not giving me anything. See, this is crazy because I'm telling you, I had two answers. I had a yes and a no. And so the card is telling you maybe. All right. YouTube gets a little... I don't want to take off the blur because then I have to clean my background. So it's a maybe card, right? So it is a page. And the page is like a messenger, right? So pages are messengers, and this is the Page of Wands, and Wands tends to be creative. And so it's a maybe. And I'm honestly getting snagged on it because there's like a question that my brain is like tugging with about it. Juno, I sent it to him. Okay, hold on. Am I reading the question wrong? Okay, the box I sent to Alaska. Okay, girl, because I'm like, this isn't right. Okay, hold on. So my confusion let it maybe be there. Okay, so will the box you sent to your friend in Alaska? Okay, hold on, let me think of this question. Will your friend in Alaska love the box you sent? Is that what I'm asking? I sent him a box with gifts. It's a care package. Okay. So will, like, see, it's a messenger and it's a maybe. It was like, girl, we don't know what you're talking about. All right, so hold on. Will Renee's friend in Alaska love his care package? Okay, there we go. Will Renee's friend in Alaska love his care package? Will the friend in Alaska love the care package Renee sent? Will Renee's friend in Alaska love the care package Renee sent? Will... Okay, so I'm going to ask you another question because that's still not providing me an answer. What's your real question? So I got a different question. What is your real question? Because if you put the package together, it should be of things that you know that they like, right? So it feels like a non-question. So what is like your real question? See? Do they know you were sending this box? Or is this something that you sent extra things he didn't know about? Hello, Dino. Okay, because this card just jumped out as I was trying to figure this thing out. And thank you, Dino. This is the Knight of Swords, and this would be like a very charging type of knight. Like this is like when we look at it this way, right? You see it charging forward, sword blaze. Now, mind you, swords are about like mental thought, like the things that you're chewing on and chewing over. So there's that part to it. But also, like a sword would be like, I mean, the Knight of Swords would be like full charge, like going into it. But so it would have been a yes card, right? It says charge ahead with confidence and determination. Be ready to conquer any obstacle in your path. And then it's like, how can I approach challenges with courage and determination? So this would be like ambition, determination, but you got it in the reverse. And I'm getting something different, and I'm getting goosebumps behind this. So there's impulsiveness, there's recklessness, there's aggression, there's hasty decisions, there's lack of direction. The two phrases in there that is standing out for me actually is like hasty decision. So that's one of them, and impulsiveness. But see, you're saying here now that you sent extras, you're being super nice. Um, so again, like to me, that wouldn't be a question, because if it's coming from a good place and it's super nice and they're expecting a package, then heck yeah, I wouldn't even. I'm going to say it this way, but I don't actually mean it this way. I wouldn't waste a question asking about something that should be a yes, like an obvious yes. So to me, there's something to this question that's actually kind of missing. And you're saying that he didn't ask for it. So can these gifts be misconstrued? That's what I'm going to ask here. Can the gifts be misconstrued? Because I'm getting hasty decision and impulsiveness popping up off of this card. Like, is there a way that maybe you should have thought about what was going in the package? And maybe it feels like I'm going to say it this way because this is how I'm receiving it. It feels like you don't have permission to take it that far. I don't know if that's making sense, but it's like this is weird. It feels like crossing a line, and maybe that was a little too impulsive. I don't know what I'm getting with you, because it feels very, very, very incomplete here. It feels I'm feeling actually like I'm trying to not fully process what I'm doing, because I could like throw things away. So I'm just going to tell you how I'm getting it. I'm feeling I don't want to say rejection, but I'm not feeling total acceptance of everything, if that makes sense. I'm feeling like some standoffishness. See, that's my question, Rini, because and Quincy's kind of asking it too, because if all right, I'm just gonna go with what I'm getting is that I think you crossed the line. Okay, you date. All right, but did you cross a line here? Like, are you pushing things, or I'm I don't know. It's like, okay, so you're saying you're dating, but why is this? Appeal it. I don't know what I'm appealing. My live doesn't contain anything you're talking about. I don't know. I feel what I'm feeling and what I'm getting is like, well, the answer is no to everything. I feel like there might be something in there that might have crossed the line. Um, It's weird because I don't know. I don't know why I see panties. But okay. I don't know why. I'm feeling like something crossed the line. I'm feeling like something crossed the line. I can't put my finger on it with it. I feel like something literally did cross the line. And maybe it's just going to be the way that it's received, is that this was too much, like a line too much. Don't take it from me. This is just cards. But that's what I'm picking up. I'm picking up like it crossed the line. And I don't know. I don't know what's in the box. I'm not doing remote viewing or anything like that because these are just yes no questions. I don't know. But that's what the card came up with too. It's like it would have been a yes, but it leans towards a no. So I'm going to go with what I'm saying is that everything is not going to be totally appreciated, but they will appreciate the package. You get what I'm saying? Like there's something in there that just might be a step too far, and I can't tell you. Maybe feelings changed because there's some hesitation. I feel some hesitation. Not rejection, hesitation. So I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you what that's about. But I will tell you that the card says it would have been a yes, but it's leaning towards a no. It's something about hasty decisions or impulsiveness. Yeah, I'm sure he can tell you. And I hope if it does, he does. I don't know. I did just pick up loneliness. But boot camp and stuff like that could be that way. I don't know. I can't tell you, babe. I can't tell you exactly what that is because I'm not gonna go into remote viewing. I'm not gonna go into that deeply. Okay. Okay. He has said he's lonely at times. Yeah, because I'm feeling like let me put it this way. There's something that's not light. It's something that's like there's a block, and I feel it like right here. So maybe that is the loneliness because I feel it here. That's why I'm saying like there's something that feels like I don't know what it is, but there's definitely not a it's not 100% yay. There's something here, and I guess this is maybe heart. Where from? Oh, you're from Mississippi? Listen, it's too early in the morning. I can't do these breakdowns. I'm like, wait, what? Okay, so yeah, so okay. Maybe it is loneliness, and maybe that's the thing, but it feels like it doesn't feel like it's going to be 100% received. There will be I'm not trying to do a full read. Hey, y'all on the other channels. For some reason, my Wi-Fi went berserk. Yeah, I'm not trying to do a full read. Let me see. Okay. So if you notice, this character here on this card is in loneliness. Like, they are in regret. But it's not the loneliness that because I was getting ready to ask, has his feeling changed? Well, L Boogie, you can find somebody who's a lot quicker. I'm not that quick, bro. It's a yes, no, but I still explain. What am I saying? Okay, so the question I was getting ready to ask when this card flipped over is, has his feelings changed? And so this card flipped out with a no. So it's not that his feelings changed, okay? But there is this loss, this grief, regret, and disappointment. So maybe what it is the regret, that choice. And it could be just right now, it could just be for the time period he's in there. So especially because these two cups are standing behind, and that feels like the relationship he left behind. So it could just be regret right now. That's really all it probably could be. And so maybe the gift reminds him of it. Maybe something in the gift reminds him of it. Maybe that's what it is. It says, don't regret the past. Look around. New opportunities are all around you. It's a time to let go of the past and move forward. And so I feel like that might be where he is that there's some regret happening. And he's got to stop regretting the choice and live in the moment. So maybe that's what the package is actually going to do, is trigger that type of stuff. Well, that's what it sounds like then. All right. Let me move on to Quincy. Quincy, what's your question, babe? I hope that helped, Rini, because that makes more sense. Like, I actually feel lighter now that I saw that card. So I do really think it is really the focus on regret. And so really what I would do if I was you is write a letter to follow this up. And in the letter, talk about looking forward. Like, talk about looking forward, not, oh, I miss you and all this stuff that will bring them down. Talk about looking forward. Talk about that kind of stuff. All right. So Quincy just asked, does that help, Rini? So Quincy just asked, should I focus on holistic health and get a certificate? Okay. I heard a no, but let's see. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Rainey. Thank you for giving me some patience, because you're my first read, so I have to get back into my thing, and I'm getting like so many goosebumps, so that's letting me know that that's the right track. So I appreciate your patience. All right, so Quincy, should I focus on holistic health and get a certificate? Should Quincy focus? Ooh, you got my brain tingling right now, Quincy. So should Quincy focus on holistic health and get a certificate? Should Quincy focus? Should Quincy focus? Should Quincy focus? Should Quincy focus on holistic health? Should Quincy focus? Let me change this. Should Quincy get a certificate in holistic health? Should Quincy get a certificate in holistic health? Should Quincy get hi Manisa. Should Quincy get, is that a flip? No. Okay. Should Quincy get a certificate in holistic health? That's a flip. Oh, okay. So yes. What did I hear now? Oh, it's the way I was doing the question. Okay, because, okay, so what you got out here, that's really interesting that you're saying that too, right? So it says I'm trying to get out of these plants and teach some type of healing. I feel like you should still be in the plants as part of the holistic healing. Because if you notice, you got the world card. And the world card, she is encircled by plants. Okay? So she's encircled by plants. Oh, shoot. I can't really hold this up for YouTube because it'll ban me. She has some knockers, you know? So anyway, this is the world card, and in it, it basically has like, I don't have anything to hold her chest. Let's see. Okay. So if you see the world card, so it's a woman, and she's encircled by all these plants, and there's a man, beast, everything. So it's everything, right? And so it says we're all connected and everything is possible. Sometimes the cycle needs to end to start a new one. So what you're planning on doing is a yes, and it's a earth yes at that, on top of that, right? So then it says, how can you see the interconnectedness of all things in your life? And that's what came up when I said, you know, the plants and the holistic healing, because it is interconnected, right? So how can you use what you're doing now to pull it into what you want to be doing is really what the question is. Because there's going to be a completion of that cycle of where you are now as you integrate it, because these are the key words here. It's completion, fulfillment, wholeness, integration. And so the question is, again, how can you see the interconnectedness of all things in your life? So how can you take what you're doing now, pull it into where you want to go in this next season of your life? So yes, something's coming to an end, but what can you take with you from it is the question. Does that make sense? Because it's a really big yes. It's a major arcana card, so it's a big yes. Okay. So and honestly, I'm gonna say this to people, like, that's what life is. Life is, what can I take from the things that I've done, these experiences I've had, to bring it forward. Um, that's going to be up to you, honestly, Quincy. I feel like you've had signals of what's ending, if that makes sense. I feel like you have some signals there already. Sorry, my pen is running out of ink. It's not running out of ink. I left it open, and it's a fountain pen. So it's really a matter, Quincy, of paying attention to the things that you've already had. Whispers, clues, taps on the shoulders. I call them God taps. You've already seen it. You've already got an indication of it. But again, it's like, where do you want to go and what can you bring forward with you? Oh, you're in a major season of life. That's beautiful. I love that. It could be the relationship, also into drinking and a lot of other things. I absolutely love that. And I'm going to tell you this. That's part of your story. So if you look into the, oh, geez, I'm getting goosebumps. So if you look into the story of all of that, why did you get in drinking? How did it make you feel in drinking? What part of like plant and healing or whatever goes into that? And then what made you get up out of that? What made you want something different? What made you put it down and get into something else? So you look through those different stories that you have and see what the common denominator of it is, see what all the lessons of them are, and then see how you can wrap that around the healing part that you're trying to do. Because I think you definitely are a healer. Like I really did hear healer with you. And with the earth, like, and it's funny because a lot of people are actually getting that. Those who heal through their voice and through their hands. are that they are getting to get back into the dirt. They're getting to start like planting seeds, both metaphorically as well as literally, and to begin like tilling the soil and working the land. Because there's just so much energy in the dirt. There's so much energy humming through the earth. And it's about getting back into in alignment with that. So it's up to you, because you've heard it, you've seen it, you felt it. I know whatever it is, it won't have to be forced. It won't have to be forced, because things that are aligned don't require force. They just require obedience and courage in the face of fear. You're welcome. Okay, so is Kim still here? I hope that helped you, Quincy. Okay, Kim, will I meet my soulmate soon? All right, so for those of y'all just hopping on, they gave me a restriction, so I'm down to 7 people in the room, which is fine. Hopefully it'll be lifted in a few minutes. But what was I saying? In order to get a yes/no reading, you have to be following me or subscribed to me. So if you are on the other platforms such as Twitch and YouTube and Facebook, you need to be following or subscribed. Same thing here on TikTok. On TikTok, you have an opportunity to jump the line by helping me meet my goal. You can see it up there, the cute little kitty. So Kim, will Kim meet her soulmate? Okay. I was just trying to understand what I heard, but I didn't catch it. Hi, Maniza. Well, is that hers? Yes. Huh. Okay, 2 cards popped out for you. Give me a second. Let me write this name down. Oh, I lost that. Ah, lost my light. Light, please. Oh, hold on. Let me do my bootleg light. Not bootleg light, but my backup light. 1 second. I unplugged my light. Okay. There we go. 1, 2. Well, that was strange. Why did I hear that noise? Okay. If y'all see orbs or anything around me, let me know. All right, where's the pen? Okay. So Moniza. All right. I can take this off now. These are in my TikTok shop, by the way. So, oh shoot, I forgot to put that up. So the cards that I'm using for anybody who wants to learn this for themselves, if you are on one of the other platforms, such as YouTube and TikTok, Facebook and Twitch, it's in the description, but the cards I'm using are like the best beginner cards. Anyways, so who am I? Kim. So Kim, I got 2 cards for you when we were talking about if you will meet your soulmate. And both of them are yes cards, but you got them in the reverse. So I'm trying to see what we're talking about here. You got the Knight of Wands. And Wands is like creativity and passion, but you got it in reverse. And then you got the Magician, which is all the things, the manifester, and you got that in reverse. And so what I feel like I'm receiving from this is that you are the block to your thing, to what it is that you desire. Okay, so The Magician card says you can manifest what you desire in your life. It's all in your hands. True and true, right? And then it also says, how can you use your talents to achieve your goals? We're not going to worry about talents over there. But those words would have been manifestation, creativity, skill, and confidence. But what you got, and this is the point that this is the thing that stood out for me, is in this, you got the other words. So it says trickery, deception, manipulation, and self-doubt. So the thing that stood out the most for me is the self-doubt part. But I will also say trickery is like reverberating through my brain. Like it's bouncing through there. And I'm like, how is she being like, what's the trickery in that? Um, and then the Knight of Wands, it says follow your passion and pursue your goals with fervor. So this is two different cards about your goals. And right now, you just said one of your goals is of securing a soulmate. Um, I don't know if we can really make that a goal, but there we go. So this would be, and again, it's an action card. And this would be about lack of action, impulsiveness, recklessness, lack of passion, and taking unnecessary risks. Oh, what I just got for you, girl. Listen, stop looking at everybody as if they are your soulmate. Okay? Stop like running everybody through a soulmate checklist, because what you are doing is, and I could be wrong, but this is what I just got. What you're doing is you're trying to fit squares into circles. Everyone is not your soulmate. Some people are just practice, right? Practice of being in a relationship, practice of deciding and determining what you actually want, what you don't actually want. Because you need to know both things. You need to know what you want, and you need to know what you don't want. And so what I'm getting from this is that one, there's the self-doubt. And this is self-doubt. So not just doubt, not just, oh, I don't think I'll meet my soulmate. This is self-doubt. So this is, I'm not worthy, or this is, I never will, because I'm not such and such and such, whatever the list is that you have about yourself. So there's some self-belief that needs to be worked on. One. Two, I'm also getting that you need to pursue your actual goals. Another person can never be your goal. Never make a person your goal. You are to have other goals. So maybe something in the creativity, because I'm getting the wands here. You need to actually pursue what your passion is, because in your pursuing passion, in your pursuing a more of a purpose, or just like stuff that lights you up, that will make you more attractive in the first place, because everything is attracted to light except vampires and bats, right? But everything is attracted to light, because light is an energy of its own. And so when you're filled with passion, when you're filled with of joy of life, then you have the opportunity to attract someone who will, and this is friends as well as lovers, you will be able to attract someone who will add to that and not detract from it. But when you're not filled with your own passions and your own light, then you're going to, just any little bit of light is going to attract the moths who are going to pull from you, who are going to block your light, who are going to, try to snuff your light too sometimes. And so, so on this one hand, I feel like you might keep tricking yourself into believing this person is my soulmate. Oh, wait, no, they're not. This person is my soulmate. Oh, wait, no, they're not. And so what you're doing is you're whittling down your own self-belief, your own self-doubt, your own self-love, right? So you need to stop tricking yourself and stop trying to fit squares into circles, because they don't fit, right? And when you do get to someone who is aligned, who is literally, quote unquote, a soulmate or a soul energy or a contract, a soul contract that we have out there, you're not going to have to make it fit. It's going to feel like a fit. Okay. And so you don't want to be forcing people to fit this ideal of what a soulmate is for you. And again, in order to get that, you need to actually like bring more of this love and this joy into your life by doing things that you actually love to do. Is that making sense for you? Because this is what I'm getting, is that it always comes back to you folks. All right. Okay, good. It makes so much sense. Perfect. Because it does. It always comes back to you, because you got to be the love that you're trying to attract, meaning be the love for yourself that you're trying to attract to you. Okay. Because the way you treat you will tell other people how they can treat you. And you really don't need somebody who is going to snuff your light. You need somebody who will add to your light. When two flames get together, it should burn brighter, not steal from the other one. I hope that makes sense. I hope it. Ooh, and I got goosebumps behind it. So that's definitely the message for you, Miss Kim. So go create more of that love energy, that joy energy, that you energy. Perfect. You're welcome. All righty. Lynn, girl, what's up? Can you pop your question down in there for me, please? Hey. Will Chris and I get back together in a loving relationship? Ooh. Okay. Let's see if that is the question. I have you down, Muniza. I have you down after Summers. So that's in 2 more people. So will Chris and Lynn get back together in a loving relationship? Will Chris and Lynn get back together in a loving relationship? Okay, so something's snagging my brain again. The way y'all ask questions really snag my brain. Oh man, I hope it don't take me as long to figure out as it did for Rini. But the way y'all ask questions like fills in the blanks. I'm not doing 3 cards. Nope. Nope. Give me 1 card, please. Oh, okay. It's a maybe. I'm sorry. Yeah, because I'm like going over in my head. I'm like, I'm hearing no, I'm hearing yes. Okay, so this is a Page of Wands. And so again, pages are going to be really, they're the messengers, right? So they're really big on, oh man, the message that you're putting out there. It says, embrace your adventurous spirit and explore new possibilities. How can you tap into your creativity and explore uncharted territories? Okay, so this says exploration. Like this card is like heavy on the explore. Okay, so it says exploration, creativity, enthusiasm, ambition, and inspiration. But the word here sticking to me is explore. It feels like go date. It feels like meet new people, so that you can, yeah. But it feels like, hold on. What did I do with it? I already shuffled this into the thing. Where is it? Wands. What color is wands? Okay, it's orange. It's feeling like you need to be open to exploring new things, instead of trying to go back to the old. But hold on, I'm trying to find it. See if there was another clue on here for me. Page of Pentacles. You haven't been together for a year. Yeah, but no, hold on. Page of Wands. Okay. So, do you date, Lynn? Because I'm hearing the word date. Like that's what I was hearing is as I was like looking at this card and I started to read it, I heard she needs to date more. And it's not necessarily like dating to find someone new necessarily, but it's like you need to just experience new things. Crystal, I'm on Lynn. All right, so yeah, and okay, not really think I care about him. It's not a matter of like not getting back with him. That's why it's a maybe, right? So it's not a no, it's a maybe. But you haven't explored. Like you need to be exploring what's out there so that when/if y'all get back together, it's because you know that this is your person, not I think. You know what I mean? It would be more of a no. And on top of that, you have to be growing. So, be, okay, this is what I'm getting. You have to be growing because if you're still the person he met or you know, y'all separated a year ago, if you're still that person, you haven't done any growth. And I'm pretty sure he has in this time. So he would be coming back to someone who is essentially stagnant, at least in the relationship arena. You need to have someone like to be going on these dates so that you can be pursued, so that you know what it feels like to get dressed up. Because you see this guy, like this page, I know y'all don't see it that well on YouTube, but this page is all fancy. This page is dressed to the nines. This page is ready to go out. This page knows it's the shit. And you can't really know that about yourself um, until kind of like you have evidence about it, you know, in some ways. Because like if I'm getting that you need to grow, like that's what I heard as well in this. And then it says, you know, ambition, inspiration, like it's really like you can't be in the same place. Like if y'all get together, he's going to be a year ahead of you. He's going to be a year more grown. And if someone's like returning to someone, you should be grown too. They should have to get to know you again instead of you being the only one to get to know someone. Like, just to give an example, random example, but like his whole taste buds could have changed in a year. Like he could have been going on dates and discover he likes this type of food and whatever. And so when y'all get back together, let's say you get back together and you go out to eat and he starts eating something new and you're like, but you don't like that. And he's like, but I do. Okay, but who introduced you to that? So now it's like he has all these experiences with, you know, some casual dates or, you know, just trying things on his own. And now you guys are imbalanced and don't have these shared experiences anymore. So it's like you need to get your own experiences so that when you come back together, you are also new. You are also someone to get to know. You are also someone who has grown. You are also someone who's got to discover yourself instead of worrying about being with someone else, you know? So it's not a no. There's like passion and love there. Maybe remnants or maybe going to be rekindled but stronger. But you in the meantime need to be out there. Even if it's not necessarily dating, though I heard specifically dating, but even if it's not dating, you need to be having new experiences. You need to be growing as a person so that if there is a chance for y'all to get back together, see, you need to be growing as a person So that if there is a chance for y'all to get back together, this yes, right? Then it's with some wisdom, it's with some discernment, and it's with some independence. So you won't be like waiting on him to show you and lead the way. Y'all will be discovering things again together. Does that make sense? Because that's how I'm getting it. And it kind of like gave me like this big old headache thing. Because it says, and this is a queen of swords. So this is a queen like of her mind. Like she knows her mind. She's holding on to her. Okay, I'm so glad that makes sense. Because she's sure of her. She has her palm out. Like, y'all come give it to me. Like, come to me, you know? And so that's like, you know, she on her big one. She's on her throne. And so it's like, come to me. I hold the sword. I hold the truth. I hold my own mind. And so that's what you want to be doing is like finding the queen in you and letting somebody else treat you like a queen too. So you can go, I like that, I don't like that. You know? Okay, I'm glad that makes sense. So we're gonna move on to Miss Summers, and then we will go to Manisa. Oh, you're welcome. Woo! Okay, we're gonna try to hurry up and do this because I gotta get off in 17 minutes. I gotta take the kids to school. I think I'll get back on when I get back, but that'll be an hour. All right, so that was Lynn. So Summer, are you here? Summers, Renee? You're so welcome. So y'all, these cards, I have them pinned here, but they are in my description for those on the other ones. Can you drop your question, please? So as y'all see, like what I really love about these is they do have the yes, no, and a lot of beginner cards don't. They also have the regular Rider-Waite-Smith cards, but what I also like that other cards really don't have is the quote and the question. I like the question because it helps me it helps trigger what I'm already thinking about. And and then of course you have the reverse cards and the upright stuff. So will me and my ex get back, or are we done for good? Alrighty. So I don't normally do relationship questions, and now that's all I'm doing this morning. I like to do more life type stuff, not relationship type stuff, because it's always going to come back to you. But let me see if I can get this. So what's your first name? So I can focus on you. Summers. Okay. Will Summer and her ex get back together? Let's just do the other half of that question. Are Summers and her ex done? Is Summer? I hate grammar. Are they done for good? There we go. So are Summers and her ex done for good? Oh, that's interesting. It's interesting. I got a no, but I didn't get a no in a good way. Whoo, let's see what this says. Are Summers and her ex done for good? Are Summers and her ex done for good? Are Summers and her ex? Are Summers? Nope, not all those questions. Actually, this is only 2 cards, so do I take this? Do I take this? I surely do. All right, Summers. So I got 2 cards for you, and they're both a no. So it went with what I said. So my question, the way that I asked it was, I hate grammar. Are Summers and her ex done for good? And so the answer to this is no. So you got, okay, you got 2 cards. And so this first card is the Fool, right? So in the upright, the Fool would be a good card. It would be exploration. It's like not looking around, going forward with what you want to do, blah, 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 blah. So that would be good on, on the upright, right? Because it's like new beginnings, spontaneity, freedom, optimism. That would be good. And it says something like the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, must take the leap into the unknown. So that would be good. But you didn't get it in a good way because it's a yes card. So it would have been yes, you are done. So it's time for new beginnings. But you got no. And so no, the no card, the no part of this is saying recklessness, foolishness, carelessness, and naivety. And all of these words apply in this situation. Okay. The naivety is in thinking that things will be different. That's the naivety. The recklessness is ignoring your inner, I'm going to say your inner guides, because you do have some guides around you that tell you no, that block this thing from happening, that blocks that thing from happening, and you still push past and go, I'm going to get it. I'm going to go this way. And the foolishness of it is doing just that, right? So then you got the devil card, child. And the devil card is face your fears. Don't be afraid. And don't let the devil win. In other words, honey, say no to getting back together. Even if you have the opportunity, say no to getting back together. Because the words here are temptation, addiction, materialism, and bondage. And again, all of these words apply. Nothing is jumping out by itself. They all apply to this relationship. So, what you're being asked to do is to forge ahead new, right? Because this card, I got to cover up their boobies and stuff. This card, this devil card here is showing these people in bondage. You see those things around their neck? They are in a chokehold. Maybe this would be like twin flames or something. So what I'm going to tell you is, no, you're not done unless you decide to be. Unless you decide you're worth more, unless you decide that you deserve more, unless you decide that you can have more than him or her or whoever. So it's your choice, is what I'm telling you. That really is a choice, because I remember when I was teaching my students, we used to have these boy-girl debates because I had like an even number of boys and girls in my class in one of my periods. And so this girl, she was having on and off again relationship with her boyfriend, and she brought the question to me one time about like, why do boys do something? I forgot exactly what the question was. And so I was like, you know what? Let's do this, because we had some players in my class, right? I was like, let's do this. Let's put boys and girls on one side and let's have a relationship court. Let's talk about it. And one kid said something, and I'm getting goosebumps, so this is pertinent to your situation. He said something like, oh, her question is like, why is it that when I'm ready to get over him, why is it that when I'm ready to get over him, he comes back? That was her question. Why is it that when I'm ready to get over him, he comes back? And so one of the boys, I remember his name was Michael. Playa. And he said, it's the invisible leash. I'm going to let you get so far, and then I'm going to jerk on it so that you will always be available to me. This is pertinent to you. Whether you're holding the leash or you're the one on the leash, you get to make a different choice. You get to not go back to that relationship. And I feel like you might still do it. So it's up to you. I hope that makes sense, Miss Summers. Does that help you? At least hope it like helps you walk in with eyes wide open. You're welcome. So I don't know if that's the answer you wanted to hear. That yes, you will get back together. But again, that's your choice. And that's until you realize you deserve more. Hello, Nicole. All right. So I'm actually about to get off in 8 minutes, but I will be back on probably in the next hour and a half. So I'm going to do Manisa. Manisa, please put your question. Oh, I see your question. Okay. So Manisa's question is, are there any positive changes coming in my life? She has gone through divorce. Yeah, you had a great run and it ended abruptly, unknown why. I kind of, okay, I'm going to go with what just jumped up when I read that. And it was dark energies. So it felt like a bout of depression, maybe. Withdrawing type of thing. That's what initially came up. There was definitely something like dark that sparked up. So and it feels mental. Like it was really a him problem, you know, like or whoever problem. But you're not getting a full reading. So it wasn't a you. It definitely was that person. However, there was dark energies around it. So it feels like just something that could end up dragging you down with it if you get back. I don't know if that makes sense. Something caused like a bout of depression or like a bout of I don't know what to do. I don't know if that's possibly like a baby somewhere or something, but it was something like dark. Whew. That wasn't totally correct. It was something dark, but the example I gave you wasn't like totally correct. So don't use that. Okay, so what am I doing? Is this hers? No. It would have worked, but I don't think it was yours. Manisa. Any positive changes coming in my life? It feels like this is missing timing. The question feels like it's missing some timing here. Any positive changes coming in my life? I am divorced. So any positive changes coming in Manisa's life? Because it's like, yeah, of course. You know, you got a long life. So yeah, of course, positive changes are coming. So it feels like a incomplete question. I got 5 minutes. Feels like an incomplete question. When I come back on, I'm going to be taking subscriber questions. TikTok subscriber questions. So it'll be a subscriber only live at that point. All right, so let me see. Any positive changes coming in Manisa's life? Yeah, see, I'm not getting anything. Nothing's jumping. Can you streamline your question? Because it's so broad, Manisa. I'm not getting anything. And when I come back, I can do 2 fuller questions. I'm not going to stay on long enough to do 4, or my usual 5. But the fuller questions are $22, and I dive much deeper into your questions, and I use my favorite oracle cards to do so. But I am getting off in 5 minutes, y'all. I'll be back in about an hour, so we can do it then. All right, Manisa, do you have a different, like, can you streamline the question? Because I'm not getting anything. It's too broad. It's way too broad. All right. I'm not sure if she's there anymore. Okay. If she's not there, yeah, see? It's way too broad. All right. So it doesn't look like Manisa is here. Where was she coming from? She was coming from YouTube. So, all right. I'm getting ready to get off because, like I said, I got to get my kids to school. So I'll be back in an hour and a half. And then we'll dive into more. All right, y'all. I appreciate you. I love y'all so much. I hope that really helped y'all. And talk soon. Bye. Natalie, I didn't get to your question. Why is that? Okay. Bye. I don't know why I had that restriction. All right, y'all. Goodbye.